Jaden. Nice to see you.
Hi, Peter. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. The sun's out. Good, nice fall weather.
Yes, very beautiful
Yes,
weather.
perfect day for a golf lesson.
Yes, it is.
So, you wanted to schedule a lesson so we could head out onto the course.
Yes.
Been spending some time practicing on the range, around the chipping and putting green, but want to get everything to work when we're actually out playing where it matters.
Yes.
Tell me, what have you been working on?
So recently, I would say the biggest things I've been working on is my alignment, and also I feel like today that's something I want to make sure when I go up to each shot I'm aligned correctly. And then also I want to work more on like course management and just making sure like I'm making smarter decisions while I'm out playing.
For sure.
And honestly, even tips of like here's what I would do in this situation.
Yeah, definitely.
And just work with that.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, alignment is an interesting one. I'm glad you brought up course management as well, because sometimes we think our alignment's great, but it's actually our course management's poor, and vice versa. So it's really nice to talk about those two things together. So we're sitting here on the first tee. Tell me, what do you see out in front of you?
I think the biggest thing right here is obviously we have some trees over there a bit to the side, so I would love to avoid that area, but I do have a common fade that I hit naturally, so that's something I would want to avoid, but I tend to go that area. So if I'm looking out there, I have my like aiming spot, which is right in the middle, so I'm aiming for that point.
Gotcha.
So that's about it for that.
All right, so let's just talk about strategy for a second. If you said you're going to aim it down the middle, not a bad thing, but you have a tendency to fade, and that's where the trouble is on this hole. So is there any kind of adjustment you can make with your alignment that would help you avoid the trouble, maybe just a little bit more?
I think biggest thing is obviously pick a spot maybe more towards the left side of the fairway, so that would be my goal here. I
completely agree. So when you're choosing spots, you always want to avoid aiming way left and way right, just because inevitably we're going to hit some straight shots, and you don't want to hit a straight shot into the woods or into the water. That's no fun. So I think the idea of aiming a little left, maybe left edge of the fairway, right around there would be a great spot, because if you hit it dead straight, you're still going to end up in the fairway, maybe barely into the rough. But if you do hit your typical fade, it's going to fade back into the middle to right side of the fairway. That way you can use your alignment and course strategy to your benefit to give yourself the best chance of hitting the fairway.
Yes.
All right, awesome. So show me that now we've got the hole out in front of us. You're all teed up, which is excellent. You mind lining up towards your target? I'm going to take a peek. I'm going to stand back here behind you. I'll get out of your way for a second so you can go through your pre-shot routine. And I want to take a peek at your alignment once you set up. Alrighty, now there's only one thing that I would just point out from your alignment. Your hips and your feet are fantastic, but your shoulders are a little bit open. So when you're actually standing up on the tee shot, this will help straighten out your tee shots as well, so you get kind of a 2-for-1 here. So you're lining up, your feet are good, your hips are good, but make sure you don't want your shoulders open. This is what I mean by open, kind of pointed to the left.
Okay.
So I want you to feel like they're a little closed. Do you mind showing me that? Maybe take a practice swing. Awesome. That's fantastic. So when we're lining up, something that helps is usually for like pretty decent to good golfers, your alignment's usually not way off. Okay. Typically there's just one aspect of it that's off. So when you're lining up, I want you to feel your kind of feet and hips doing the same thing, but just get your shoulders a little more closed. Okay. That's going to help straighten out your tee shots as well. Okay. So you won't need to aim way left to compensate for that fade. You can just aim kind of left edge of the fairway, left center, and play a smaller fade.
Perfect.
All right, let's see your fly.